What if I told you that one of Disney's strangest sci-fi movies began not in a writer's room, but in a nightmare, a dream so vivid it gave birth to a spaceship, a lost boy, and one of the boldest experiments Disney ever dared to make, from hidden cameos to groundbreaking CGI that inspired future blockbusters, and even a tragic twist for its young star. The story behind Flight of the Navigator is stranger, darker, and more inspiring than the movie itself. Buckle up, because this journey is about to take off. The origins of Flight of the Navigator trace back to writer Mark H. Baker. One night, he dreamt of a boy who vanished into a spaceship and returned years later, unchanged while the world had aged around him. His early draft, titled Vanished, was dark and unsettling, closer to Close Encounters than a family film. Disney eventually stepped in, softening the shadows into an adventure filled with wonder instead of dread. Before Randall Kleiser became the director, Disney almost handed the reins to Brian De Palma, the mind behind Scarface. Imagine if Flight of the Navigator had been a paranoid thriller instead of a heartfelt adventure. Thankfully, Kleiser's lighter touch made it the cult classic we know today. Casting almost looked very different, too. A young Joaquin Phoenix, then known as Leaf Phoenix, was considered for the role of David Freeman. But in the end, it went to Joey Kramer, whose natural every-kid charm fit the film's tone perfectly. Alongside him was a young Sarah Jessica Parker in one of her earliest film roles, of course. The movie's true star was the Silver Spaceship, designed by Michael Shepp, the same talent behind the DeLorean and Back to the Future. Its chrome teapot-inspired design made it one of the most iconic ships of the 80s. What many don't know is that one full-size prop later ended up in a Disney theme park, hidden in plain sight for fans to stumble upon. Technologically, Flight of the Navigator was ahead of its time, using groundbreaking CGI and reflection mapping. The spaceship shimmered with a liquid metal look years before Terminator to wowed audiences with similar effects. Add to that the unforgettable voice of Max Secretly Paul Rubens, better known as Pee Wee Herman, and Alan Silvestri's fully electronic score, and the film carved out a look, feel, and sound unlike anything Disney had ever attempted. Yet, the story behind the production was almost as chaotic as the movie itself. Originally backed by a Norwegian company, filming began overseas until bankruptcy forced Disney to step in and save the project. Released in 1986, it made a modest box office return, but grew into a beloved cult classic thanks to VHS and cable reruns. But not all legacies were bright. Joey Kramer, the boy who once piloted the Navigator, struggled after Hollywood moved on. Addiction and crime took their toll, culminating in a prison sentence for bank robbery in 2016. Yet, his story didn't end there. Kramer has since worked to rebuild his life, sharing his struggles to help others. For fans, he remains forever the Navigator. Over the years, many have tried to reboot the film, with Disney Plus even announcing a female-led remake under Bryce Dallas Howard. But like David's missing years, the project remains frozen in time. Flight of the Navigator may not have been a billion-dollar franchise, but it left something more important: heart, wonder, and a reminder that even the strangest journeys can bring us back home. If this movie ever sparked your imagination, hit that like button, share your favorite memory of it in the comments, and subscribe for more untold stories behind cult classics. The Navigator's flight may be over, but its legacy will always soar. Thanks for watching.